Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. I'm here live in London. I'm doing the nighttime devotion from the devotional Conflict and Courage. Yes, the light seems funny because I've got a window here, I've got a light there, I've got a fire there, and I'm just not really looking in the right direction to do this. Let me change direction. Dong. Let's see if that's better. A lot better. So the devotional was Conflict and Courage. The title today, Rudeness, Rebuked. The scripture reading comes from Leviticus 19:32. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head, and honour the face of the old man, and fear thy God. I am the Lord. Elisha was a man of mild and kindly spirit, but that he could also be stern is shown by his course when, on the way to Bethel, he was mocked by ungodly youth who had come out of the city. These youth had heard of Elijah's ascension, and they made this solemn event the subject of their jeers, saying to Elisha, "Go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head." At the sound of their mocking words, the prophet turned back, and under the inspiration of the Almighty, he pronounced a curse upon them. The awful judgment that followed was of God. There came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and tare 42 of them. Had Elisha allowed the mockery to pass unnoticed, he would have continued to be ridiculed and reviled by the rabble, and his mission to instruct and save in a time of grave national peril might have been defeated. This one instance of terrible severity was sufficient to command respect throughout his life. For 50 years he went in and out of the gate of Bethel and to and fro in the land, from city to city, passing through crowds of idle, rude, dissolute youth. But none mocked him or made light of his qualifications as the prophet of the Most High. Reverence, in which the youth who mocked Elisha was so lacking, is a grace that should be carefully cherished. Every child should be taught to show true reverence for God. Never should his name be spoken lightly or thoughtlessly. Angels, as they speak it, veil their faces. With that reverence should we, who are fallen and sinful, take it upon our lips. Courtesy also is one of the graces of the Spirit and should be cultivated by all. It has power to soften natures which, without it, would grow hard and rough. Those who profess to be followers of Christ and are at the same time rough, unkind, and uncourteous have not learned of Jesus. Their sincerity may not be doubted. Their uprightness may not be questioned, but sincerity and uprightness will not atone for a lack of kindness and courtesy. Rudeness rebuked. So this is focusing primarily on Elisha and the 40-odd so children that were jeering at him and mocking him with his bald head And of course, because as children do, they make fun of priests and men of God because they don't firstly understand, and they don't look like, they don't dress like all of us as well, many a time. But as it says here, and this is something I always did wonder, it seemed a bit harsh, that Elisha did curse them, and they were eaten up or torn apart by two bears. But as it says here, had he not done that, people would not really have taken him seriously, as seriously. But because he did that, everyone had to take him seriously because they knew that God was behind him, and they didn't want to get any curse from jeering him and mocking him. It's taking God seriously. It's not the people that serve God, but yes, it's them as well, but it's taking God seriously. And when you take God seriously, you will recognize someone that is of God. Anyone can come and say they're a prophet, they're a disciple, they're a bishop, whatever they want to call themselves. But are they actually showing those same qualities that God possesses, those same characteristics? When you know God, you also know his people. Treat everyone with respect and love, regardless who they are, what they do. Because you never know when you will run into them again.